Welcome to Famous Frequencies, your destination for truth, drama, and everything the mainstream media doesn't want you to see. If you're tired of sugar-coated news and filtered headlines, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and stay connected with the stories that matter. Let's get into today's explosive showdown. It was supposed to be just another political segment on national television. A panel discussion, a few talking points, the usual back and forth. But what unfolded shocked viewers across the country and sent social media into a frenzy. Kash Patel, former Trump advisor and one of the most vocal conservative figures in recent years, found himself cornered, outplayed, and completely rattled after Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett exposed something live on air that left the entire studio stunned. Jasmine Crockett is known for her sharp intellect, her legal background, and her refusal to back down from anyone, no matter how powerful or controversial they may be. That night, she came ready, armed with facts, files, and fire. As soon as the host introduced the topic, corruption within federal institutions and political weaponization, the tension between Crockett and Patel was obvious. Patel, who had been a key player in the Trump administration's intelligence operations, began his usual talking points, claiming that current government agencies were being misused for political gain and that whistleblowers were being ignored. But Crockett wasn't about to let him control the narrative. She interrupted Patel calmly but firmly, asking him why, during his tenure, no significant internal corruption cases were brought forward or successfully prosecuted despite numerous reports from watchdog groups. Patel attempted to deflect, accusing her party of shielding the guilty and manipulating investigations. That's when everything changed. With a composed demeanor, Crockett reached into her folder and pulled out documents. Not just any documents, but communications, memos, and timelines that connected several dots previously overlooked. She laid out how certain intelligence briefings had been allegedly altered or blocked from reaching congressional oversight committees during Patel's time in office. According to the Congresswoman, this wasn't speculation, it was based on verified sources and corroborated data. The studio fell silent. Even the host paused, uncertain of how to proceed. Crockett continued, detailing how the manipulation of information wasn't just political maneuvering, it posed a serious threat to national security and democratic processes. She referenced specific dates, cross-checked memos, and even showed visual evidence on screen. Patel's expression shifted from smug confidence to visible discomfort. And then he snapped. Visibly flustered, Patel raised his voice, interrupting Crockett and accusing her of spreading misinformation. He denied the allegations, calling the documents doctored and dismissing them as part of a smear campaign. His tone grew louder, his arguments more erratic. The contrast was striking. Crockett remained cool and focused, while Patel's composure crumbled. Social media erupted instantly. Clips from the broadcast began circulating within minutes, with viewers reacting to Patel's meltdown and praising Crockett's poise under pressure. Hashtags like #Crockett exposes Patel and #CashUnhinged trended on multiple platforms. Political commentators, journalists, and even members of Congress weighed in, with many demanding a deeper investigation into the information presented by Crockett. But what exactly did she expose that hit so close to home for Patel? One of the key revelations was a set of internal memos allegedly showing how intelligence reports on foreign election interference were suppressed or delayed to protect certain political narratives. According to Crockett, these decisions weren't made by accident, they were deliberate, calculated, and damaging to the public's right to know. She also revealed communications suggesting pressure was applied to specific analysts to change the wording of their conclusions or remove references that could implicate key figures in the administration. Patel, being one of the top officials overseeing intelligence operations at the time, was named directly in several of these documents. Crockett was careful not to accuse him of criminal conduct outright, but she asked a pointed question on air: if Patel didn't authorize these changes, then who did? And why did no one in leadership intervene? Patel had no answer. Instead, he attempted to turn the tables, accusing Crockett of being part of a larger effort to discredit conservatives and defend what he described as a corrupt establishment. But it didn't land. Viewers could see the difference. One side presented facts, the other threw accusations. The momentum was no longer in Patel's favor. In the days that followed, the confrontation continued to dominate headlines. Crockett, in a follow-up interview, stated that she had only shared a fraction of the evidence she had gathered. She hinted at further disclosures and called on congressional committees to begin formal hearings into the matter. Meanwhile, Patel took to alternative media outlets to defend himself, claiming the entire moment was a setup designed to ambush him on live television. But here's the thing, the documents Crockett shared were later confirmed by independent journalists to be authentic. Several media outlets obtained similar files through Freedom of Information Act requests, and multiple whistleblowers came forward to validate portions of Crockett's timeline. Suddenly, the story wasn't just about a dramatic on-air argument, it was about the truth behind how intelligence was handled at the highest levels of power. What made the situation even more compelling was the timing. With upcoming elections and increasing concern over foreign influence, the American public is more focused than ever on transparency and accountability. Crockett's revelations added a new layer of urgency to that conversation, and Patel's outburst only reinforced the need to ask tough questions. Political analysts noted how rare it is to see such a real-time unraveling of power on television. Normally, scandals emerge through long-form investigations, leaked reports, or anonymous tips. But this was direct, unfiltered, and undeniable. It exposed not only potential wrongdoing but also how easily those accused can lose their grip when confronted with the truth. Behind the scenes, sources say that Patel was furious after the segment ended. He reportedly demanded that certain clips not be rebroadcast and even considered legal action against the network. But it was too late. The moment had already gone viral. It had become a cultural flashpoint, one that symbolized a broader shift in how information is challenged, verified, and exposed in the modern media landscape. Jasmine Crockett, for her part, has only grown in stature. Her handling of the situation, her preparedness, and her refusal to be intimidated have earned her widespread praise. She's been invited to speak on multiple platforms and has vowed to continue pushing for full transparency, especially within agencies that operate in the shadows. And as for Kash Patel, his credibility took a serious hit. While he still has his supporters, even some within his political circle have privately admitted that the exchange was damaging. The image of him yelling, flailing, and being unable to respond to Crockett's hard evidence will linger. It was a reminder that political spin has its limits, especially when confronted with cold, hard facts. What happens next is anyone's guess. Will there be hearings? Will more documents come to light? Will Patel face formal scrutiny over his past actions? The story is far from over. But one thing is clear, that live confrontation changed everything. It was the kind of moment that defines careers, shapes narratives, and forces the public to look deeper. Stay tuned, because Carnova will continue to follow this story as it unfolds. We will dig into the files, bring you exclusive updates, and keep asking the questions that others are too afraid to raise. If you believe in truth, accountability, and the power of the people, then this is where you need to be. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful moments like this one. Famous frequencies, where the truth always finds the mic.